In the beginning was the Word, and the Word, after some times, kind of multiplied in every way and everywhere. So today we have a lot of words. I don't know if you know, but in average we use every day around 6,000 words. Some of us use even more words, like 12,000, and some of us under 1,000. In this very challenging and interesting project, I learned that there are 4 types of communications, 4 types of communication style, in which all of them are used by us in different situations or in different way, and all of us have one dominant communication style. My dominant communication style is the highest score that I had is the initiative communication style. This particular style has many features, very interesting features, and some good sides and some less good sides. And the materials that I read are describing the type of person, this type of communications, like being sociable, being enthusiastic, spontaneous, and fun-loving. And yes, I would say that I have all of that. Maybe some of my friends would disagree with me. I remember 4 years ago, I've been with with 4 of my best friends and my dog, and it was a summer day, such an amazing summer day, and we were so bored, and I had this brilliant idea: let's go on a road trip to the mountains. And everybody said okay. And after just 15 kilometers, our car was broke and we did not know how to repair it. Another brilliant idea of mine was to go until the nearest village, which at the time I did not know that the nearest village is 30 kilometers away. After an amazing journey with full of sweat and hunger, we finally come back home, and I took a selfie in which only 2 of us smiled, me and my dog. You know, this way of being, or this way of communicating, I think it is very, it comes for me very natural. And like a very famous architect said once, less is more. From the perspective of initiating type of communicator, would sound like speak more and listen less. I unfortunately used to do this many of times. For instance, last year, this very important client came to our office, and she told me that she wants to build the house of her dreams. And I was like, wow, that is so amazing. Let's do that. And we start talking, and you know, I started to share with her a lot of ideas. And after 1 hour, instead of speaking about her dream house, we end up describing my dream house. But you know, the client was so happy with what I said and our conversation. She was, hey George, okay, let's do this. I'm so excited about it. And many of times when I communicate with people, and I think about I am an initiative type of person, type of communicator. There is always something that holds me back, and somehow at the end of the day, when you go back to your home, after all conversation is over, after all speaking is done, after everyone is quieting down, all of us will face the most difficult person in our life. And we will have to have the most important conversation of the day. And maybe, I don't know, you are thinking about your spouse, but actually I am thinking about yourself. Because my dad used to tell me, one of his favorite saying is, life is one long conversation. If you don't learn how to communicate with yourself, you will never really enjoy it. Thank you.
Life, it is a long journey of communication if you understand your inner communication, if you understand how to communicate yourself. And with this quote, you touch me, Georgie, and you touch my heart. So it was very lovely. And I want to present my evaluation like it is a journey. And I will start with the first part, with the good stuff. The good stuff, it is created by 3 elements. The first element is the structure. I love that you had the introduction with a lot of information about the words, communication style, and also about your communication style. And on the second layer, you had your personal story about the journey in the mountains and the client. And you had a small conclusion with your father quote that I love it. The second element that I like it was your fluid transition. You had a nice transition between introduction, your stories, and the conclusion. On the last element that I love, it was that you use your personal story, and in this way you touch ourselves with your style, with your communication style. On the second part of your journey, for what you want to, it will be nice to improve, I will recommend you to have a small conclusion for each story. And this way you can make more impact on what do you want to know, to send information from the audience, to have a small conclusion for each per story if you have a multiple story. The second element that you can improve is or to pay attention is if you give some examples, like the 4 elements of communication about direct, initiative, analytical, and supportive. It will be nice to have a small information for each communication style. And in this way, we can know better how it is your communication style different. And the last element that I recommend you is to have a stable camera. At least during your speech, you had an unstable camera, and I was not very, it was very hard for me to communicate with me. And I recommend you to have a support for your phone, for your laptop, or improvise your support. I will send you a photo with my support after the meeting to see how it is my support stand for the laptop. Thank you, and thank you that you break the leg of communication.